Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome everybody to a special Sunday stream. We are, Steve. We've been building up to this all week, and you and I have been in a frenzy trying to get ready for today because we are both finishing our books today. Knock on wood.
We sure are, Anna. We sure are. I feel like the last 48 hours is like a hazy blur of
Yeah.
me trying to reach enough progress in my novel that I just, I can feasibly finish the end during this
Yes.
stream.
Me too. I've been really feeling the pressure, and I'm actually pretty nervous today because I feel like I really need to be on it. I'm right there at the end, but it's not nothing that I have to write today. So I'm
I
feeling a
have an
little
entire
nervy.
epilogue to write.
Yeah,
So,
I have an entire epilogue and just like maybe 500 words of battle scene. Um,
okay.
so I'm hoping that like with two really chalky sprints, I could get there. Um, but I'm feeling a little nervous.
Oh no. Well, in your defense, actually, it is 4 p.m. for me, so I have written all day today. Uh,
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I was just like, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this. I gotta reach the epilogue.
Yeah.
So I think I'm currently at 1,500 words for the day.
Oh my gosh, so you've already been at it quite a lot today.
Yeah, I wrote all morning. I went to my third space and wrote, and I was just like, I gotta write. I gotta
Oh my
go.
gosh. Well, I'm so proud of you, first of all. That's a ton of dedication.
Yeah, it's just, it's very uninspiring writing though. It's just like,
Dude, yeah,
it's a matter of getting it done, and not like a matter of like,
Oh
ooh,
my
I'm writing
gosh.
something that matters.
Yeah. Everything I've written in the past like 3 or 4 days, I loathe. Loathe entirely.
Yeah, hate, 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 loathe.
Double hate.
I will
Uh,
say though, there's a vague outline of something that could be, the first draft of a battle scene there.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
like I hate 99.5%, but there's like 0.5%,
Mhm.
not treasure, but there's some
Scaffolding.
scrap metal. There's some
Yeah.
scrap metal to be salvaged from this pile of junk
Scrap
for
metal
sure.
is exactly what it feels like. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what I could use to build an ending in the future.
That's very much it. There was one line that I have, like my villain is monologuing, and one of the characters like just shoots them. And then she says, like, you talk too much. And I'm like, okay, you stay.
Yeah, you can stay. I like that.
Yeah. But overall, it's just, I feel so underwhelmed by this
Yeah,
final battle.
yeah, my prose
Um,
is like absolute bar on the floor right now, but
yeah.
we're just trying to get to the end. I'm a little worried that I made my final battle a bit too long. Um,
That's a problem for future Anna. That's none
It
of your
it
business.
sure is. It sure is. And I don't know if I just feel that way because I've been writing it so slowly and each paragraph has been like pulling teeth.
Hear you.
So it may not actually feel that way to a reader, but to me right now it feels like this night has been 3 nights long.
Yeah,
Uh,
but again, that's not your problem, Anna. That's future
it's
Anna's
not.
problem. And
It
she's
sure
a
is.
much more capable woman
Oh
than
my
you are.
gosh. She's the best. She's got it under control. Uh,
Yeah.
Let me say hello to our friends who are here to support us. Hi, Keiko. And I agree. Love the selfie so much. Or is it not a selfie? Did you have a
No, it's a
photographer?
selfie.
Oh,
It's a selfie.
great job. Katie is here, and Lizzie, and Leah, and Susan, and Annie. Oh my gosh, and Lavender. Thank you, friends. Yes, well done. Well done. Already crushing it today.
Thank you, but it doesn't matter. Nothing matters if we don't finish our novels, Anna.
Yeah, literally I will be distraught actually if I have to go on another day not having this book done. Um, and the tea is that I have a nail appointment at in 4.5 hours, I think.
Oh, she's prioritizing.
So that's what we got to do. It's now or never.
It's not never. It's now or tomorrow, or now or later today.
It's now or now. I have to tell myself that. I
Yeah.
need the I need the crushing like approach of a deadline to get me to actually do things sometimes. So
Okay. How many words do you guesstimate you have left?
I probably 1500 ish. I'll probably be able to finish the final battle in 500 words. And the tea on the epilogue is that I really don't care how it goes or how short it is. I don't even really have very much of an idea for it. I just want to put something down on the page so I don't just like completely exit out of my book the way that I want to.
So literally, I was writing the denouement earlier, like just immediate fallout after the
Yeah.
battle, and it's just
Yeah.
like 2 paragraphs of
That
just
yeah.
writing, and it's like no dialogue. There's no thoughts from the characters. There's no like emotional resolution.
Yeah.
It's just like, and they watch it all burn. The end.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I'm just looking for those 2 paragraphs and I'll honestly be
Yeah.
happy with that because yeah, my toxic trait in my zero drafts is that I never know my final image. I don't usually have an idea in mind for like the last lines of the book. Like I'm super just not good at ending books.
I have never ended a book before, so I don't know either. But Katie helped me craft this final image.
Oh.
Um, some little spaghetti pot moment, and I'm very pleased with it. I think it's going to stay the final image. I
Oh,
don't think I
good.
can conceivably make a good attempt at it right now, but
Mhm.
I'll have the brittle bones of a final image at some
Yeah.
point.
That's
Hopefully at
all
the
we
end of
can
the
ask
stream.
for at this
Yeah.
point. Well, I love that
As
you
I
have a
said, we're
seed of
just
it.
yeah, definitely, and I think it's a very cute moment.
Oh,
Um, so we'll see,
it's
and
gonna be
then we
cute.
get to start our next books.
Oh my God, don't even say that. I'm gonna I was at Luke and I were at we went to a theater show last night and we were just chatting about the book before the show started. And he just turned to me like apropos of nothing and was like, "You could actually like very easily turn this into 2 books." And I was like, blink
That's none of
blink.
my business. That's
Like,
between you
sir.
and God, Luke.
Like, sir. He's like, the mechanic you set up really would just lend itself to another book and another book and I was like, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth right now.
You put that toothpaste back in the tube right now, sir.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Yeah, why don't he write books if he loves it so much?
Yeah, I know, right? Why doesn't he go do it? Hello, Marta. Thanks for being here. Oh, that's exciting, Annie. I love that for you. Thank you, Katie. Nails is a reward. Yes, I'm excited. This is
Ooh,
my
maybe we can talk a little bit about our rewards after,
I would love that. We could
because
have
I don't
that
know
as
what my
a
reward is going to be. But
I would love to brainstorm a reward. That's like actually one of my most fun things is figuring out what's your treat yourself.
not what's the job, but what's the payment?
Yeah, what's the finish line? What's the little gold present at the end? And I would also love help figuring out what color I should paint my nails today. This is going
Ooh,
to be my I only get manicures for special occasions, but I'm getting one for my UK trip next week.
okay. And
So,
I'm assuming we're not going with like Union Jack or something, because you're not that kind of gal.
yeah, maybe a little more subtle. So, if that we're spending some time in London and then road tripping up to Isle of Skye. Um,
There's a hike I want to do in Isle Sky.
which one?
I forget what it's called, but you basically just walk around the peninsula, and that's the hike. Like 3 days or something, and you
Oh, okay. That sounds
stay at these
gorgeous.
bed and breakfasts, question mark, bed and
Mhm.
breakfast die.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
that sounds
something I want to do.
beautiful. Hello, JK and Michael. So many friends. A beautiful spaghetti moment. Oh. I think the most important question here is once you both finish your books in the next few hours, when can I read them?
Anna, you answer first.
Oh gosh. I don't So this zero draft or first draft or whatever you want to call it is kind of one of the messier ones I've done. It's really, really skimpy. And I have told Malin I would send it to her, but I keep waffling and cringing at the thought of doing that, honestly. Like, there's so much missing and not there that's still in my head. I think it would have to be another draft or two before I involved other people.
I shared the first half of mine with Grape, and I was like, "So when do you want the next
Ooh.
half?" She's like, "You know what? I'm good." And I'm like, "Okay."
That's kind of what I fear is when Malin actually sees the rough state of this, she'll be like, actually, it's really not worth me investing the time. Like, this is not here. It's not here, babe. Oh. Not sure if I'm going to finish all 37 chapters of my Pastry Chef Rivals romance book today, but I at least plan to be done with chapters 4 and 5 and send it to my developmental editor. Very good. Yes, 37 chapters sounds a little insane. Keiko is working on Project Dying Gods. And you will see my extra, I mean, I don't know how extra fancy they're going to be, but they'll be one color.
Oh, I'm thinking like a mint green with a French tip would look gorgeous.
Ooh, I was actually thinking of that as well because I had like pistachio green last summer.
Ooh.
Loved it. And I might do that again, be a outfit repeater.
Are you an almond girl, or do you do any like do you do like frog nails or something?
But what is frog nails?
Ugly is what it is. Sorry to any frog nail
I'm
people.
sorry, I'm Googling this. I usually do almond, but
I do love
what
a good almond.
what the heck is a frog nails? I'm just seeing nails with frogs on them.
It looks like a frog foot. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. It goes out wide. It's like a shovel. I don't
Oh
know
my
why,
gosh.
but
I actually got that by accident one time for my sister's
oh
wedding. I asked
no.
for almond shape and she did not the tip of the almond, but the butt of the almond.
That's an odd choice, but
So
sure.
it just had really like flared out round nails. It was goofy ass. It was so crazy.
And she didn't like correct it or something either.
No, I'm too nice. What do you think I'm gonna
How
tell her I don't
dare.
like it? Hell no. I'm gonna be like, thanks. This is the best manicure I've ever had. Goodbye.
It's too real. I'll be like at restaurants or something, and then I'll get like the wrong meal.
Hmm.
And I was like, I guess this is what God wanted me to eat
This
today.
is my meal
Thank you so
today.
much. Here's
Thank
my
you.
money.
Thank you. Thank you so much. 25% tip. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's so fucking real.
Oh, that's so exciting, Leah. Were you just back or are you going? Um, that would be so fun. I would love to continue crossing paths with more author tube folks on this trip. Yes, exactly. I think maybe I'll put a poll up on our sprint. I usually go for like a blue, a green, an orange, or a neutral. So do with that what you will. Perhaps we'll do a poll. That's not fair to Grape. She said she knew you had more changes, so she wants the more complete draft.
But how can she help me with this one if she doesn't read it
uh,
all?
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm torn about because as I've been writing the end of the book, I've actually been getting so many ideas for the beginning and how to really flesh out this book. It's only 75,000 words. There's a lot missing. I've thought of new characters, new subplots. And so half of me is like, yeah, I want Malin's help like developing those things, but I also like cringe at the thought of giving her this beginning that has like absolutely nothing in it.
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Yeah. Get ready to get an empty cereal bowl.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing also. But then I'm like, you know what? I should probably just do my own mental labor and make at
Hmm.
least one doable draft.
Yeah, yeah. It feels kind of like selfish of me to be like, help me, this is a mess.
But then, that's what friends are for.
Yeah.
And, you and me both know Malin, and she would never think that about you.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she may drop in and hang out with us in a little bit, actually. Surprise,
Ooh,
surprise.
a little
Um,
French twist. I
a
like
little
it.
French twist. So when we have our like midstream slump where we're falling into a pit of despair, Malin will help us rise to the occasion.
Oh, she's the Act 2 character, I see. The B story.
Yes. Yeah, she's the B plot.
Love that for us.
Yeah. Nails with frog sounds adorable. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almond is superior.
It is superior. Yeah, exactly. I was like, in what world? In what world? And that nail tech was after she finished mine, she went on to do my sister's, and I was like texting her a picture of my nails, like, be like maybe speak up a little bit. And then the owner of the salon saw my nails and booted the other tech out of the chair and was like, I'm doing the bride.
Oh, dang, not the
And
owner.
she
So you went
sharpened.
to this wedding with like reverse almond on your nails?
Heck yeah, I'm the
Little
bridesmaid. I don't
shovels,
complain.
clown?
And they were brown, and then they were brown too, so they were little shovels, just like
Oh
you know.
no.
But we're a bridesmaid. We don't complain. We're just here for the vibes, and we go with the flow, and
It's
we
just a
make
lot
sure
of
that
pictures of you with your hands on your back.
yeah, I'm just like around the bouquet, like
It's a
we
funny
just make
story now,
sure
though.
it is. It is. All that matters is that the bride got her pointy, beautiful, real almond nails.
But I agree. Like, in what world does anyone ask for a reverse almond?
It was crazy. Yeah, yeah. We'll not be going back. It's okay. It's such a first world problem. We can laugh at it now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Always going to be a green girly. Pistachio sounds so good. Plus, pistachio green on an almond nail is so funny to me. Is it because of the
Yeah.
two nuts? I generally don't let other people read a draft until I'm out of ideas on how to make it better and can no longer tell what's not working by myself. So I do get it, but I also want to read your drafts. Yeah. Yeah. If I do send it to Mal, and this will be the first time that I've sent someone something where I actively have a million ideas already in my head, and I'm not like, I think I've done all I can do. So it'll be an interesting experience. I've told her, like, I think at this point, like, I just need someone to be like a cheerleader. I don't think I can take any like suggestions at this point because it's like my painting is like 25% done.
That's
I
fair.
just want someone to be like, keep going, good job. I liked
You're
this.
doing great, sweetie.
Yeah.
Go, Kylie, go.
I just need like, in Mean Girls, the mom with the camera to be like, good job.
Yeah, I think too. How long does it take you to revise a draft?
That's a really good question. Um, for Project Gemstone, I was an absolute insane person. And I revised my first draft in 2 months and then sent it to you and
Dang.
Malin. And that
That was the
was,
second draft?
yeah,
Holy shit.
that was crazy. I was so determined because at that point I was trying to like maybe get it finished in like a publishing kind of finished by my 30th birthday. So I was like cranking. And
What a
I don't know
full-time
if I can do
job.
that again. I wrote every single day for 2 months. It was absolutely insane, but um, I'm not going to do that this time. I would like to revise it in under 6 months, I think,
Okay, I think
because
that's a
it
good
took me a
timeline.
year to write, and that felt really long. So,
It's taken me over a year to write this one.
yeah, I was gonna say not to like procrastinate even more, but
It's
I
all
did
right. You
have
got
this.
4 hours.
I did have this question. I know obviously we've all been together for the past 4 years, 5 years, so we've been here along the journey. But do a little recap for the people.
A recap for the people.
Mm-hmm.
The idea got to my brain cells because I like to watch people do hobbies on YouTube. Like, I'm
Yeah.
a very like the voyeuristic sense of watching people do something that I don't have any interest in doing, but I enjoy watching.
Yes.
So I'm watching this guy, and he makes like fantasy slash monster dioramas, which are like little, squares of like imagery with figurines and like terrain
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And he worked on a series that was like cowboy, like a Wild West monster situation.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that's a cool setting.
Yeah.
What could I do with that? And that's how like the cowboy book was born. Because I'm like, yeah, cowboy monster hunters. So just like sat down and I knew that I wanted to have a cowboy as the main character.
Mhm.
I knew that I wanted to be gay. I knew that I wanted to explore a sibling relationship. So we needed a sibling and like a
Mm.
family.
Mm.
And I knew that I wanted it to be set during the cowboy age. So that kind of set the, time frame of it.
Mm.
I knew that I wanted to have it post Civil War and not pre-Civil War. So that
Yes,
also
ma'am.
shaped
Yes, ma'am.
shaped the timeline. And I just knew that I wanted to have cowboys who hunted for monsters. So, a
So
lot of my
fun.
world building was just sitting down, okay, what does a world look like with monsters, that cowboys hunt? Where do
Mhm.
they come from? I came up with lore for that. Like, why do they hunt monsters? Okay, they collect bounties. Who's paying these bounties? Okay, the government pays the bounties. So
Mm.
they need like an official bounty hunter office, like blah, 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 blah. So that's
Cool.
kind of the idea. And then I just sat down and I penned the rest. So I had no specific plot. I had no storyline. I just knew
Mhm.
that I wanted two siblings to hunt monsters. And then, as I kind of chugged along, the book sort of just unfolded itself in front of me
Yeah.
um, very rapidly in the beginning, but then I just hit a full stop. And that might have been maybe a year ago. So I started this November 2022
Mhm.
because we did like a community event and just to surge a lot of energies. Malin wrote her Knights of Death book. I
Yeah,
forget
you
who,
guys were together on that one.
so I just wrote, and I think I had an entire act that month in November, and I continued into December, January, February, March, and then it kind of trickled off because I didn't know where the story was going because I was pantsing it.
Mhm.
Big mistake, huge. Um, so I think I just lost kind of the spark. Uh,
Speaking
and
of,
You summoned me.
oh, bonjour, Marlene, ça va?
bonjour.
Oh wait, I've got you on the other. There we go. Sorry, I was like, why am I
Oh.
hearing double? Because I have you on YouTube as well. So
How are you?
good. Sorry to crash. I don't mean to crash your end of books because you guys are both in the exact same spot, which is very exciting.
Yes, thank you for coming and being our moral support.
I mean, I want to see these books and I want to read them. So I'm all for the end for both of you.
We need someone to crack the whip.
Yeah, hold
Get
us
to it. Get
accountable.
working. Have you already started sprinting or not? Sorry, I've just arrived.
Heck no, we have not. We've been
So
procrastinating.
you do need someone to crack the whip. I'm joking.
Stieg was doing a recap about the journey of this draft.
We both started writing during
November
Nano.
2022.
That's
Yes.
right.
And then I wrote into the spring and I stopped writing. And last year I went on my little hike. So I came back home from the hike, and in July I was like, okay, I need to start over again. I now have like a premise for
Mhm.
the beginning. So I started over in June last year. And I guess technically I've written the entire draft in under a year. So
Which is
11
very
months
impressive.
it's taken
Yeah.
me to write this. But it's taken me 5 years to be able to write a book in 11 months. So
But that's normal, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah,
they
I
do
think
say
so
that your
too.
first book takes 5 years to write. And then Brandon Sanderson comes in his lectures and say that, oh, your first 5 books are shit. So, just write them and get them out of your system. And I'm like, ugh.
Well, it might be one or the
Yeah.
other. It might just be like the first 5 years won't count. Either you're writing one book during that entire time and it will be a good book, or you're
Mhm.
writing 5 shitty books that won't count, and then the fifth one will be good.
I mean, he doesn't say that they don't count, but I think, like he says, your first 5 books are
Mhm.
going to be a learning process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
totally
definitely
true.
been a learning process. So yeah, 11 months it's taken me, and today we're writing the end, hopefully.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I've got
And
a
then I
bug.
don't plan to touch it for the rest of May. And then
Mhm.
I want to reverse outline in June, and then start writing again in July.
Wow.
But maybe
Yeah.
after the holiday, because I'm going to Edinburgh for 2 weeks in July.
I think you should give yourself the break, just because the longer you wait, the more, in between drafts, the more you're going to be like, I'm rereading this as a reader rather
Mhm.
than
Well, I'm
the
giving
writer.
myself May off, so that's already 3.5 weeks of not
That's
reading.
not a lot to read. If I give myself even like just a month, I'm still the writer. I'm not the reader of my book.
Okay, then maybe I should wait until after the Hollybobs to dive back in and write a reverse outline for the back end of July,
Yeah.
and then start writing again in fall. And I
Yeah.
want to get a full draft out by the end, but then that does not sound feasible.
By
August,
the end of
September, October, November,
2025.
December. 5 months, maybe.
Ooh,
I mean,
that would be so awesome.
that'd be
I would
amazing.
love to do that for myself too. Oh
You
gosh.
have been getting faster and faster as well at drafting, and like every
Yeah.
draft you do, you have to do less of the work, right? So could be
I've
doable.
never revised a novel before, so I don't know. I don't know the process. Like, I have to learn this.
I feel like technically you restarting after you had started the book counts
Yeah.
as like a second draft almost
Mhm.
type of thing.
No, they're two very different books, and I only got through
Okay.
one act in the first one, and then I restarted. But yeah, that's my journey. How about you, Anna? Tell us about your book. Where did the
Very
idea
kind of
rise?
similar actually. It's taken me 11 months to do this draft.
Okay, twinning.
And yeah, I think so. I got the idea from a YouTube short. There's a girl who does like story prompts by YouTube shorts where she like acts them out, and she popped up on my algorithm. I didn't end up like using that idea from her reel, but it was about reincarnation, and I was like, ooh, there's something,
Ooh.
and about a pair of lovers or warriors that get reincarnated every so often through the generations. And I took that and was like, ooh, hold on a second. And so that just, I've never been hit with an idea so fast like this one, where all of it came to me at the same time. The whole book, the whole plot, the twist, the whole conceit, it came to me all in one night, and I like brain dumped like 4,000 words of like, this is the
Dang.
whole freaking book. And that never happens to me because I usually just get like one little seed and takes a long time to kind of unravel it.
Cultivate it.
But I just never had that happen to me before, where the whole thing just plopped in my lap and I was like obsessed with it. It was like for the next like week, I couldn't think about anything else other than writing this book.
Dang, now I want to read it.
Ooh, well, you have to remember everything I just said 20 minutes ago about how shitty it is.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. But that happened at the same time that I got contacted for the Reedsy course. And so that was kind of well timed because it forced me I needed a new idea to test that course with. So I was like, all right, we're shifting gears and I'm going to jump into this book. And so that was awesome because it got me through, I think I wrote the first act and then restarted over and got like halfway through the book during the Reedsy course.
You had both such similar journeys. You both
Mhm.
wrote a first act and then restarted after that.
Yeah.
And now you've reached the same point at the same time. It's just, I always feel like I should be interviewing you both about your extremely similar journey.
Yeah. I think this year Stieg and I have been proof that like if you just don't give up, like you will get there. And you can write slowly and still finish books. And I think we're the representatives of the like slowly but surely groups.
I mean, for sure, because we have the same monthly goal of 10,000 words, I think, and we both
Yeah.
have full-time jobs that
Mhm.
does not involve this writing
Mhm.
business. And I just think we're on a very similar trajectory in terms of
Yeah.
these projects.
Mhm.
Now, not to hijack your planned questions, but can I ask one question of the both of you? Because I can see you've got.
You may.
Have you guys been talking about your steps as you went through the same ones, and how has it? No, are you just completely separately arriving at the same point?
Yes, I think it was probably like this past couple of weeks on streams where we were like, oh crap, like we are both in the final battle. Like this is gonna we're gonna do it. We're gonna get
in
there.
a way, I feel like you've been helping each other out without talking about it, because there's been the moment where, for instance, Anna, you talked to Luke about the final battle issue you were having, and you solved it using D&D techniques.
Yeah.
And then Steve was like, I'm going to map this out, and made his mine map, which looks fantastic. So it's very interesting how you've been almost, getting there one after the other, pretty much at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that just goes to show, like, being in the community is so valuable and important, and like being plugged into our little bubble is like what keeps me writing every day.
Yeah.
What has been the sorry to hijack another question. What has been
Let's
one of
procrastinate
the
more.
what's been one of the greatest lessons you've learned from this project?
I think the biggest one is to allow myself to slow down and think about what I'm doing. Because there have been a lot of times throughout the book where I've needed to like stop putting words on the page, but do deep thinking work. And I've allowed myself to step back and like, okay, for the next like week, I just want to fiddle with my outline, drill down on these steps, make it a little clearer, and then proceed. And again, with like the getting through Act 1 and then starting over and allowing myself to do that and make things clearer. And like this final battle, I stopped and really planned out the end of the book multiple times before I proceeded. And I think just allowing myself to do that and not feel, I always have the guilt of like the word count's not going up. But I think the lesson has been that it's worthwhile to pause and assess and pause and assess and yeah. What about you?
Ooh, I think the biggest lesson I've learned about myself is that I am a slow and steady kind of guy. I cannot do 10K weekends. I cannot do 4K days. I need to have a number each day, and I have to try my earnest best to reach that number each day. So like a little bit every day makes a book in 11 months, as we see.
Yeah, it works.
It works. And that's definitely something I struggle with, because you see a lot of those aesthetic vlogs where like, join me for my 20K weekend, or join me for my 10K weekend, or watch me write a book in a week.
They do really well as well, like with the algorithm. So I feel like they're thrown in our faces even more, because those always get the most views.
And that's nothing against, people who make them and people who do 10K weekends.
No, but it's just like I had to learn a similar lesson as you both by doing the thing that you both aren't doing, which is doing the 10K weekends and doing the like heavy overwriting and writing shitloads and doing as many words as possible in a month, and then to get to the point of like, I'm gonna revise the shit out of that, and it's a lot of trash in there, and now I need to find the treasure and seep through it. And in a way, now that I'm writing Project Alien, I'm like, oh, this is actually a lot easier when I'm doing the Anna method of pause, take a minute to look at your outline. Is this working? Why is it not? Then write, instead of just dump the words on the page. So different path to get to a similar conclusion type of thing.
Yeah. I think like it's interesting to think about it, what you said, Stieg, of like, this is what works for me, just the little by little. And I think any like negative feelings I have about how long it took me to get to the end of this draft like comes from the fact that I'm vlogging it and making videos about it, and just worrying about the perception of like, oh, she wrote other books faster and this one seems like a real mother flipping struggle, and every time I come back she's still not done, and just like the having to like perform for videos, I guess, and just having to be honest about, yeah, I'm slow, I'm getting slower. Oh well.
And that doesn't mean anything except perhaps you're getting better. Like maybe you're slowing down to get a better outcome out of it.
I hope so.
I mean, in the end, it's all about getting to the end of the book, and here we are at the end of our books. So 10K weekends, 70K weekends, 300 word count a day, which is my goal. Like, we're all getting to the same result. And
There's just a romanticization of it, which is interesting because it might work for some people. Like, for instance, yeah, Katie says I'm a perpetrator, but it works for her. It's a method that works for her. That doesn't mean it works for everyone, but there's like a method that everyone sees as like, this is the way to be a writer. And it's not. There's multiple ways to be a writer.
Yeah. So I'm proud of us for sticking with it and, showing people that you can do it little by little, and that's absolutely successful.
So where are you both at right now? Have you finished your final battles yesterday?
I finished mine literally 30 minutes ago, or like, I guess an hour now.
I'm really close to finishing my final battle. I think I need one sprint or like 500 words on it. And then we both have our final images to write.
And how many, like, are you picturing a certain amount of words for your final scenes? Like, do you know how many words you need left, or is it, we'll see when we get there?
I'm thinking 1,500, I could probably do it.
Okay.
Because I don't give an F about my final image.
I'm thinking about maybe 1,000 words left, just based on what I want to convey during the chapter. It's a very short chapter, and it's just like a little random check-in a year after the events of the novel.
Love that.
Just to see where the characters are. So I've already like outlined where the characters are. Like I jotted down some thoughts, like where are they now? And so it's just a matter of my main character going through all these checkpoints to check in with the characters, and then they end up at, something that brings them together at the end. And that's kind of the final image.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I think we should get writing.
Already?
I know. 36 minutes of procrastinating down.
I believe in us.
Yeah,
sorry
I'm sorry.
delaying.
No, I'm so glad you're here because you're going to keep us accountable.
I have to do that now instead of, distracting you with more questions.
Alrighty, friends. I'm sorry that I'm not going to go through the chat, but I'm getting stressed. Now that we're like, oh yeah, I have 1,500 words to write, I'm like, oh shit. How long do we want to do?
Is 30 minutes going to be enough for you to get through your final battle, maybe? Or 25?
Let's do 30. I think I can do it. I like a little bit of like putting the sprint back in sprint.
Yeah.
Feel a little healthy pressure. All right. Good luck. Hopefully I'll see you on the other side of this final battle.
Hopefully.
Okay.
this.
How did we do, friends?
We got moved around. Steve, what happened?
I've been playing the chair game with my internet during this sprint. So I'm like, a little bit here, a little bit there.
Oh, well, I did a quick 150 words and filmed a little update because I hadn't filmed in a while for the vlog because I'm still vlogging through the process of Project Alien. So I just wanted to do an update the first 15 minutes and then the rest was typing words and trying to get through the end of the scene. I'm still not there.
Well done. How about you, Steve?
I got a good chunk through my my final image, my epilogue.
Yeah?
I'm already super nostalgic for it. I don't know why, but...
Wait, I'm emotional. Oh my gosh. That makes me so emo.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see how many words I actually got. 293, and I passed the first moment, so to speak, of the first checkpoint, I guess. And I'm just like, some of the description just were so cute.
Oh my gosh, I love that. We were just saying that we were like really struggling with the prose, and here we are. You're loving it.
Here we are. Don't know about loving it, but I'm like, okay, you're cute.
You can stay.
Yeah, you can stay. Yeah, just suddenly these two little moments just emerged, and I thought they were really cute. I was like, you're staying.
Yeah. How many checkpoints do you have in your final image?
This is the first. I have a second checkpoint, a third checkpoint, and then a fourth checkpoint.
Gotcha.
But I think the second one is fairly short. We're just like grabbing a character and then continue. And then the third and fourth are sort of like the same moment. So I guess a moment and a half, checkpoint and a half left.
Amazing.
If this is 300 words, then yeah, about 1,000 words in total. So we got this.
We got this. It's happening. It's happening.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, I'm feeling relieved. I wrote over 600 words that sprint, and I finished my final battle.
Girl, in like 30 minutes.
Congratulations.
I was driven by fear, and fear turns out is a pretty good motivator. So I just have to write my final image. I'm feeling so much better. I think I was just feeling the final battle just being so stretchy, where the past couple of days and like week, honestly, as I'm writing it, it keeps stretching out and getting longer. And so I was so afraid that like I just would never hit the end and we'd be on the stream and I would fail. So I'm feeling a lot better that that's done because I know I can get the final image in some sort of shape on our next couple sprints. So
good job.
Do you want to share a line?
Yes,
I don't know if you do that.
Both of you.
Yeah, you go first if you have one. I'll look.
God.
It is absolute trash. I'm still hating the words.
I don't believe you because every time you talk about it, apart from you stating that you think it's trash, I'm always excited by everything you're saying. So if it is trash, it's trash that's made for people like me. And I'm proud of it.
I mean, one woman's trash is another woman's treasure.
Exactly.
That's so true. I'm trying to find one that's not spoilery.
Yeah, that's my struggle too. I'll take one. It's like a minor spoiler, but I think if you've heard about me talk about my book for the last year, it's not a spoiler. A bell above the door chimed, and a woman entered the streets, her arm firmly wrapped around the shoulders of a young girl with her arm in a sling. "Thank you again, good doctor," the woman said to him as he appeared in the doorway. Benjamin crouched in front of the little girl, his eyes filled with pretend sternness. "You be careful now, Daisy, you hear me? No more climbing in apple trees until your arm heals." He winked at the girl, and she grinned. The mother scoffed gently and sighed. "I'm at my wit's end with you, girl. You listen to the good doctor now. Come along, we gotta get home." She thanked Benjamin again and ushered the girl down the street.
Oh,
I love when people are like calling a girl like girl instead of their name. I'm at my wit's end with you, girl.
Get with it, girl. Oh, I mean, that sounds really
Colorado
sweet.
in 1882, so
fair.
Yeah, just wanted a little like character moment, and I think I don't know. I'm having like an idea of this girl returning in a potential sequel, so I think that's fun.
I love Easter eggs like that.
Yes.
Or like as a major character, or as a minor, just
as a little side piece. That's not the word. As a little side character.
Side piece.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be a little bit of a spoiler, and I don't love the words, but okay, this is from the final battle. I feel the spear meet its fragile bird-like skull and shatter through it to crunchy, meaty brain. The serpent's howl of pain is momentary, then gurgles out. I wipe green blood out of my eyes. Is this it? Will we start plummeting to the bay? Relief and despair both flood me when I see that the serpent still flies. We stay high up where the beach below is just a tiny strip of land. The serpent's giant wings still flap with impressive whooshes. No, we are not falling. Instead, I feel a stomach yanking jerk, and a ripple of movement waves through the serpent's long body. We lurch backwards, as if something has grabbed the end of the serpent and yanked it in the opposite direction. The other head, I realize dumbly, the other head is steering now.
The other head? That
very
was great,
intriguing.
Joanna. Shut up. That was not fast at all.
That might be a spoiler, but
the words are good. I don't know what you're saying, honestly.
Yeah, I want this book.
This whole final battle has been so police report. It's like
I mean, but yeah, again,
reporting
that is
on the scene,
Anna.
live on the scene.
Someone has to do that job.
At 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we both had a very good sprint. We see what everybody else got done. Marta tidied up the kitchen a bit, was making jam right before the stream, and I made a mess and then started working on my vlog. Very fun. Leah has been revising and finishing a short fiction. Very fun. It's about a heat wave, desire, and body horror. Ooh. I love having either like a heat wave or like a cold snap and having the intensity of weather. That's very smart.
I mean, we know I love a good weather description, so.
Can't deal with body horror though. That's the one type of horror that I don't want to read.
Yes. Katie got coffee.
The opening line to my epilogue is literally, the warm hush of a soft summer afternoon had settled over the dusty streets of Little Silver. So.
Gorge! Oh my god!
You've said that you've been really enjoying writing the weather recently in your book, so it shows.
I'm opening with weathers, I'm closing with weather. It's just, we have weather.
I absolutely love
having your weather. They're in fucking space.
My book takes place in a white box, so
nice.
I love
I mean,
that
my book also takes
embrace
place
your
in a
setting.
white box, but it's just, it's white box with the sun.
Yeah. That's how I feel a lot of the time too. 695 for Annie. Holy crap! Good job.
You were really writing through 30 minutes. I'm impressed.
Woohoo! After all that talk about reincarnation, I switched to Project CHB and finding where I stopped because I haven't written in it for months. 66 words. There you go. I told myself I'd finish editing this video while you guys finish your books because I've been putting it off for so long, but there's no way I'm finishing today. It's much less done than I thought. Oh, I'm so excited to get a new Marta video. So keep going at it. You got it. I know video editing is very time consuming. We did some lines. No words written, but I've been cooking and cleaning the kitchen. Nice job. Yes, I love those lines. It was so sweet. Benjamin is so cute. And she's like the daredevil in the little crew. Potential sequel.
There is a potential sequel. This is a a standalone with series potential, as the children call it. And I have been toying with like a concept of a sequel. It's not going to be out for a bunch of years yet. But I just there's a character that I'm like, oh, I'm not done with you just yet. And I think it'd be like a fun little angle to kind of, follow through with the universe. But I think the world building doesn't lend itself to a sequel. So that's something I'm going to have to think about in revision.
Interesting. I'm interested in why you think the world building doesn't lend itself.
It's giving Buffy closing the Hell Gates vibes. Is there
no more monsters?
Oh.
Ooh. Thank you guys. Shut up, Katie. That's so fun. Thank you. We always have to complicate things in the final battle, right? It can't be simple. It can't be straightforward.
Yeah.
We have weather.
We have weather.
Thank you, JK.
Malin didn't share.
Yeah. It's not my show. It's your guys' show. I'm tagging along. I've crashed this. I shouldn't share.
You have to pay your tithe.
I have to pay my tithe. I thought this was how I paid my tithe.
Oh, you
not good enough. That breaks my heart to say.
Right. I'll find something in the last 150 words that I wrote that is worth something.
Me and Anna can dig deep down. So can you, Malin.
Yeah.
I might scroll back to something I wrote yesterday instead of, because I literally just barely wrote anything right now. There we go. It's like a lot of description of this action-y type of scene, and I kind of am writing it also like a police report at the moment, so I don't have much. There's not much emotion in there.
That's how I feel.
This is like the emotion will have to come later. There we go. There's a flashback in the middle of that's the emotion. I know without looking at her that we're both experiencing the same flashback. Otto running at us, Freddy dodging behind me, my gun shaking in my hands, Lance, Chen, or Cook running away, kitchen knife slashing wildly in front of him at anything in his way, Ali slamming into Otto right before he reached us, a scream, Freddy behind me, her hand gripping my arm with alarm, Otto's teeth tearing into Ali's neck, a gurgle of blood pulling at his lips, the strident shrieking of the alarm, and the red lights flashing in the background. It was the beginning of the end, and we barely made it out alive then. That's it.
Aww. I mean, not aw, but yeah.
It's a flashback, though. It's not the actual.
Oh my gosh. I was not expecting the teeth in the neck.
It's a zombie story.
I know. I remembered. I was like, oh yeah. Okay, zombies. Yep.
That was great, though. I'm obsessed.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for paying your tithe.
I will look earlier next time, just so I have something.
Some love for Edgar. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think this was Steek's reaction. So good. I love the stunted sentences and the way it conveys how it's striking like memories. So good.
It's the scene where she's forcing them through some shooting and running training by making like a little game. And if you've seen the second movie of the Hunger Games, it's very similar vibes to the training when, like when Katniss is shooting like those holograms things, like they scatter. And it's like that kind of vibe that I'm picturing for the exercise, where they have like attackers running at them. And if an attacker gets through them, they're buzzed with their monitor or something, so that they're out of the game and their team gets minus 30 points or something. So she made it into a game and trying to get them to compete with each other. But as they're doing the exercise, she remembers the reason why she's forcing them through this is because of what happened the first time on the first mission. So she's getting flashbacks of the reason why she's training them to avoid that, if that makes sense.
Yes, that's a very good mechanic.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to get my grubby little paws on this book as well. Yeah, exactly. Same idea.
Yeah.
but all for the greater good, so they hopefully won't die.
That's the point. And yet people are still going to be people.
Well, if we want to procrastinate any further, I do have another question. Bam. I'd love to know, what do you think will be the big differences between your first draft and your second draft?
I think my character motivation is the biggest thing to change.
Oh, interesting.
And your world building, so you can have a sequel.
And my world building, so I can have a sequel, apparently. But yeah, just I've thought about it as a way to reframe the story so that we get a lot more emotional, not depth necessarily, but a lot of more emotional trauma from the get-go. So I think that's the biggest change. And that sort of kind of, reverberates through the entire novel, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest change from my draft, I think.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about this, about all the stuff that's missing from my book. I think I've been thinking a lot about whether I started the book in the right place. And I tried to start the book in a, exciting place, en media res as much as possible. And I'm thinking a lot about maybe giving myself a little more time for setup and not rushing setting up the relationships that Hera has at the start of the book. And she's kind of in a precarious place politically. And there is a political undercurrent in this book. Yes, it's a smutty romantasy, but it's me. So there's politics. And so I kind of want to slow burn that piece of things a little better and setting up those tensions a little better. So
has it changed because you rewrote your Act 1? Was your starting point different in the first version compared to the second version?
No, it always started in the same place, but I had some information reveals that were not in the right place in the middle of Act 1. And so I had to change that around and have people make decisions at different times.
Right.
So yeah, that's me. What about you, Malin?
I mean, it's hard to tell because it's such a different process this time around for me.
Yeah, and you're still in the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm jumping back and forth a lot more between my outline and my draft compared to what I've ever done before, because I've never properly outlined before except Knights of Death, and I'm not finished with Knights of Death. So it's interesting because I'm trying to solve things that are arriving at that moment rather than going through the usual way that I used to do, which was get it done, get it written, so the book is there, and then you can, fix it in revision. And I wanted to try this version so that I have less big things to fix in draft 2. And hopefully it won't be as big of a difference between draft 1 and draft 2 from this new way of working. I don't know. I could be really wrong, but I know that this is the thing everyone always says, and I fully agree with the principle of the method of get it on the page. You can't fix something that doesn't exist, right? But I've done it so many times now, not to brag. I generally have so many first drafts that it's actually annoying and I need to have second drafts. And so I'm at the point where I'm like, how do I make my life easier for the second drafts? Because I think I don't have as much motivation when it comes to revising than when it comes to drafting. So trying to avoid future me from having too much work to do.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. And I think that's signaling a level up in progress.
Yeah, I think it's learning my own process. And I think that's really hard. Like you said earlier, when you see all these videos, both of you, online, people writing 10K, 20K, and people doing certain ways of writing, it's so easy to romanticize other people's way of working and to think this is what should work for me, because that's the trend or that's what people are doing or whatever. And it's really hard to get out of that silo and back into your own head and be like, what is my process? What does that look like? How do I improve upon things that work for me? And, because a lot of advice out there is advice for writers. You should do this, you should do that. There's not many people who have more maybe this works for you, maybe this doesn't work for you type of advice. That's a big part of the comment. Everyone says their advice like it's the thing to listen to for everyone.
Yeah. Isn't that the thing? That's the thing that like I find so hard about writing, is that to learn these lessons, you have to
go through them.
It takes such a long time to learn basic. How do I like to do this? You can sink so 5 years into something and still feel like a learner.
Yeah, but also like we're still at a very beginning level of our learning experience as writers, right? Like if it's a video game, what level are we? We haven't evolved yet.
And what other hobby would you be saying that when you had been doing it for 5+ years? You know, like that's the kicker.
But I feel like that's how I would feel about like drawing or anything that is artistic in general. It takes a while to learn to do well.
It does. Yeah. Continually evolving. Let me jump back into the comments. Keiko said, oh, sorry, my banner is blocking. Can I learn how to use StreamYard? Keiko said, hopefully it will be better. Yeah. And I agree. Sorry about this, JK. I think I skipped everybody's first answers because I was stressed about writing. But thank you for contributing to the chat. We'll go through everyone's answers here to the second question. Marta said, it's a tough question. I'm halfway through Act 1 and Draft 2, and I still haven't figured out what the big differences between Draft 1 and 2 are. That's okay. You're in the trenches. I can tell you a billion tiny specific differences, just no one big thing that's really changing. Well, that can be a good sign.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have big shifts.
Are you reverse outlining, Marta? Or like how are you going through your differences to check? I'm curious.
I think Marta has her Notion tracker, right? Where Marta's like tracking all the little changes, like as if they were, I think of them like tickets, almost like for troubleshooting like a tech problem. Like I have like this many small tickets open, which I think is really smart.
Yeah. But it depends which draft you do it as. But for me, draft 2 isn't the big change one. It's the changes I can see one. The big changes come when you've shared it with other people.
Yeah, that's true. It may signal that you're just getting to that point where you're ready to involve some other CPs.
Yeah.
Katie said, I fear too much of this book is insta-love and I don't know if I earn it. So draft 3 will be about making sure I earn it and I stick the landing with a satisfying ending. Yeah. Yeah, I think earning it is a big part of revision because I certainly haven't earned anything that happens in this draft. JK said, I'm hoping that with revisions, this book will be much shorter than it is right now, trying to decrease the word count from 120K to 70K while still retaining my writing voice.
That's tough.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Yeah. How many words are you both in, by the way, on now that you've both finished your final images? What's the current total?
I am at 74,924, but there is a lot of mess in this draft because I put my notes like and brainstorming like in the draft. Like if something occurs to me, I just brain dump in the text. So when I actually strip all that out, it could be a lot shorter. It's very underwritten.
And I am sitting at 90,297 words. Oh, I guess I just reached 90,000 for that.
90K.
Yeah, 90K.
Yeah, but I'm hoping the book will be about 70 when it's done.
She's a real book. 90K. That's so solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, but I'm just like, I think I'm just a writer. I don't under or overwrite. Like, you know, there's a discrepancy between like emotional stuff and police report, but I think generally, I'm just like, you know, I think I generally have everything in it. I just need to tune it, basically.
Oh, that's so fantastic. I wish I could say the same.
And if anything, I'm veering more towards overwriting than underwriting because I'm pantsing, so a lot of it is just like now we're doing this thing, and I'm not quite sure how this fits into the main plot, but I just need to get through it and get to the next signpost.
Yeah.
So
my way
it's
out.
already like entire chunks and scenes that I'm going to just strip, and maybe pick apart for parts.
What do you like if you're writing a scene and in the moment? Because this is something that occurred to me recently, so I'm genuinely curious. If you're writing a scene and while you're writing it, maybe you're really far into it and you're like, holy shit, I'm gonna have to strip this out of the book later in draft 2. Do you just like carry on with it and you're like,
I push through.
It has to happen and then I'll decide? Or
yeah, I push through and I'm just like, okay, I just got to get into the scene, and maybe that will spark something later. But I never delete. I never. Okay. Yeah, I've deleted very little from this novel because I'm just like, okay, no matter what's going on, I can fix it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go back.
Is I don't know why this just occurred to me. Us writers are all the girlfriend who's like, I can fix him about our books.
But really, I can.
But really, I can. I'm the only one who can.
But really, we all need help. Hence the beta readers and the critique partners and.
Yeah. But there's like entire chapters that I know, like, I know that this is not going to happen in the next draft, but I just need it to happen now to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a lot with writing, like the Albert Einstein light bulb quote where he's like, yeah, it's not that I failed 2,000 times to make a light bulb. I just learned 2,000 ways how not to make the light bulb. And it's like I kind of have to get the worst versions out of the way in order to find the version that's more functional. And I can't get to the functional one first. I have to do the non-functional ones in order to find it.
Yeah.
I think that's the same with me. I need to go somewhere to know that I'm not supposed to be there.
Yes, exactly. I'm supposed to date someone to know it's not for me. Alrighty, friends. I think we better get to another sprint.
Time's a ticking. An hour and a half already.
Yeah. Do you want to do 30
What's
again?
the cutoff? Yes, that's good for me.
Let's see. I was just trying to look up my appointment if it's at 2 or 2:30, which is we still have plenty of time. We're so fine.
Okay.
Okay, you say that, but
maybe after the next sprint we'll have to be a little less yappy.
Put a timer on and do like the proper Pomodoro technique for like that has to be done by this time, and then we're
yes, I think so. I'll work that out on the next one. So we have a chat timer. All right, let me get my screen up. Stieg, do you think there is a chance you may finish your final image on this sprint?
Oh, not in 30 minutes. I think I might need 2 30-minute sprints.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I just wanted to get excited.
If you want to.
We'll see. We'll see. This is a big pants moment for me. I have not really planned a lot about this final image. I'm just going to see what comes up. So we'll see.
It was once revealed to you in a dream, or whatever that means.
Yeah, let's hope. All right, good luck. Alrighty, friends. How did we do?
Nice. I rushed in the last 3 minutes to go grab wine because tomorrow's off. So this is technically my second Saturday.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I'm now at 525 words, and I think earlier I had done 150, so like 525 minus 150.
Amazing.
Not doing math. I'm not gonna do math live on main.
Heck no.
And I got through another checkpoint. We're now at the last checkpoint.
Amazing.
There's something missing, and I can't put my fingers on it, but that's a problem for future Stieg.
I was going to say, is it a second draft problem?
It is a second draft problem. Yeah. There's a conversation I need to have that I don't know how to have. So I'm just like, okay. Moving on.
Moving on. That's a later problem.
Brackets, leave a note.
Yep.
And I'm at 720 words for the epilogue.
Amazing.
Good job.
Which leaves me 2,145 for today.
That's amazing.
That's so good.
That's the most I have ever written in a day since probably 2021.
Wow.
And you're going to write even more since you're going to finish that scene today, so...
I mean, yeah, I think... Ooh, do I have 250 words left? Yeah, I think we're going to finish around 1,000. I don't know exactly if we'll be a little over or a little under. But we just have the last sort of act 3 of the finale left.
Oh my god.
It's so cheesy. Just literally we're just going from place to place, seeing how everyone is doing.
That's so like, cute. Okay. I love it.
It's giving, like these notice movies vibes where at the end they'd have like flashing on screen, now blah blah never learned his lesson and is now doing this, and then this person is now, like when you have like a little summary of everyone else, and then you have like maybe the main people, you have like a little scene filmed in.
I mean, it's all like part of the same scene, so like the story, like diegetically, it makes sense. But it feels a little cheesy at this point. But it's an epilogue, so whatever.
Give us the cheese. Yes, yeah. I agree. We love cheese.
Yeah, well done.
Cheese is delicious.
Cheese is delicious and needed.
And again, I'm half French. People calling themselves cheesy or stale bread, we make fucking delicious food out of that. So
that's fair.
Fair enough.
How did you do, Anna? Finish?
Not quite. I think I definitely can finish on the next sprint, though.
Are we both finishing in the same sprint?
Yeah, I know.
And I get to witness it live.
I got 600 words into the final image here, so I think I found something that will work for now.
Did it like? Do you like? Will that like? What am I trying to say? Like, what are the vibes of the epilogue, so to speak?
The vibes are. I wanted to have something that showed that Hera is like integrated into her community now, because the whole book she's kind of an outsider and she's kind of isolated, and people don't like her, people are afraid of her and or reject her for other reasons. And so at the end of the book I wanted like to come full circle and have her belong. And have like a role to play that's supportive and a part of everything, and she's not feared by people anymore. So I think I came up with something to show that.
Love.
Yeah.
Your line.
Sure. Let me see.
Character development sort of journey.
I hope that's going to be something to future Anna to really nail. I don't know if I really nailed it yet, but that's what we're aiming for. Once again, this may have spoilers, so just forget everything. Well, I don't know, because Malon's going to read it. And I really want Malon to not
but
know certain things.
I love spoilers. Like, if anything, I'm the kind of person who will spoil herself before reading or watching something because it will up my enjoyment. So you don't have to worry about that for me.
You don't have to if you don't want to. This is your show, Anna.
I'm just going to stop before the spoilery sentence.
I was going to say, or you can change your name or blank something to make it non-spoilery.
Yeah. Okay. So the epilogue is 1 year later. Close your eyes. The patient, a young boy of only 9 or 10, looks at me once more nervously, but then does as I say. His long lashes fan out over freckled cheeks, and he sinks backwards into the big pillow. I look to my assistant. Blake sits on the other side of the patient's cot. Instead of his usual armor and scabbards, he wears a simple linen shirt rolled to the elbows. A cool cloth is draped across his knee, ready to soothe a feverish forehead. When I nod, he gently takes the boy's hand, holding it flat between palms that, like mine, laced with scars from the sea serpent's fins.
Dang. Also love that we just have both medical endings.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think it gives all is well, all is healed. I don't know. Gives hopeful vibes.
I love it. I'm so excited.
How about you, Steeg? Do you have another line?
Yes. What can I share this now? Well, whatever, spoilery.
It's hard.
Just a slight edit here. The line ended at a pair of closed wooden doors with scorch marks on them. The doors flew open as they passed, and a woman and a man exited, both frowning at the end of the line. They cursed as they disappeared down the street. And that's it.
Ooh, scorched doors. Is this another reminder of what was?
You make a face when we've hit it on the net. You do not have a bluff face.
Oh, I do not have a poker face. This is a workshop, so the scorch marks.
I love it.
Love it. Yeah, similar thing. We have reminders of what was just overcome, perhaps. Lovely. Well, thank you for sharing.
Malin?
I'll just read the last bit I wrote, even though it's crap, because it's the last bit that I wrote, which is usually. I haven't reread it properly, is what I mean, and I'm trying to do that a bit more. We're now in Axel's POV, so I finished my Themis POV for this chapter. Training needs to be on the smallest scale for one person, though. I head to the control panel by the entrance to the gym and tap in a few parameters on the screen, changing the ring size and number of attackers per round, which is when I realized my mistake. Wensley and Isabel wanted to chat to Themis, and they didn't bother walking much further than out of the doors. And on this ship, voices carry. I need to step away from this conversation before I overhear something I'd rather not know about, like my own name. Fuck. That's it.
Oh!
Dang. A little piece of hot goss.
Yeah.
A little gossip.
Very good. Very good. Let me see how everyone else did. Let me scroll up just a little bit. Hi, Leslie. Thank you for coming. Katie got 200 words and a little bit of coasting around Rome.
Ooh.
Leah wrote a whole video.
Nice.
813 words for Annie.
Annie killing it.
Wow.
Annie, you're kind of a size queen, aren't you? What was that crinkling? Who's having a snack?
It's not a snack. I think it's the clickety-clack of someone's keyboard.
Oh.
No dates. It was the clickety-clack of my little mechanical, I don't know.
Cute.
Yeah, it makes that kind of noise. I like it. Very ASMR.
Marta added the little voiceover bit at the start, which was surprisingly painless. I can't believe how long I've been putting this off. I feel that. Sometimes we can make a mountain out of a molehill.
True.
Leslie got a lot of notes that session. Not much added to the zero draft, but sorted out a few things that had been up in the air, which is so good. Keiko decided that I needed to re-outline stuff for the next few chapters because details of enemies to lovers and showing how it develops. We had some excitement for the words. Thank you guys. This is also an option, I suppose.
No, I'm hearing everything. I'm listening.
Just eavesdropping.
Yeah. Lavender finally put one of the latest brainworms in a Scrivener doc and wrote 100 words. Good job. Thank you guys very much. You're boosting my ego. Yes, love an eavesdrop moment. Katie's wondering if you were eating dates. Yeah, the beginning of the book momentum is with you, Annie, and I love that for you. I will not give any details. I'm very interested in the, I guess, not twist, but reveal that I have, the main reveal in the book, because I don't think it's a mystery at all. Like, I think obviously it's a romance novel, so people see it coming from a mile away. But I'm really interested in whether I've struck the balance right where it's still exciting to see them get to that point, or if it's just boring.
I think there's expectations within the genre, right? So people usually, when you read those kinds of book, you want these things to happen, and you get more excited when they do happen. Like, at least as someone who reads occasionally some romance books, I'm very excited when some of these tropes or elements that are unique to the genre come up, and I'm like, yes, this is gonna happen. This, like, kicking my feet little moment. So I don't think that these things have to be hidden or just like, they're not spoilers. It's just what you expect from the genre.
Yeah, I hope that that's what I'm doing and not like being too predictable. So that's why I want, like, whoever reads it to be as blank a slate as possible.
Fair.
Marta wants to know, do you guys think the next sprint will be your last? I want to figure out when to order dinner so I do not miss you finishing your books. What do we think,
I think there's a chance.
Yeah?
I think there's a chance I might be able to wrap up. 30 minutes? Yeah, I think I could do that. Because, I'm trying not to be too precious about it. Because I just want to finish. And, like, I know the big picture stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I could do it.
I think
previous streams, I had to, like, look up some locations and I had to look up some fashions. And I'm like, what the fuck are they wearing today? Like, what are they wearing in 1882 Colorado? But now that I have the visuals ready, I can just, like, write the actual final image.
I feel like if you guys are both in a similar point where you're like, it could happen in the next sprint, but there's a risk that you might need those last little words at the very end or something. When you're doing the sprint, you should allow yourself to be like, okay, if we call in at the 0 and say, are you done? Are you done? No? Okay, another 5 minutes.
Yeah?
We could just go for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I think
what are you going to do if you are done?
I think let's do 30 because I think I can finish in 32.
Yeah, let's do 30, Anna. We can do it.
I like a little pressure.
Bitches.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's why, I mean, if, like, when you hit 30, you're like, holy shit, I have like 3 words to finish or something, like, just continue typing, finish.
Yeah.
Finish.
If that's the case, I'm going to keep typing and you guys can yap.
But if we both have to type, Malin will just have to react to the audience.
Yeah, then you're the ringleader. But I believe in us.
I too believe in us.
I believe
I believe in miracles.
Yeah. And I need to leave for my appointment in an hour and a half. So if we finish this sprint, then we'll have time to denouement, and that will be lovely.
Yep. This is so exciting. I don't even need to be on this stream. I just want to see you guys finish.
Very happy to have you here, Malin.
Yes, it's been so lovely to have you joining. And I was saying to Stieg, like, when we fall into the pit of despair, Madeline will help us be excited again.
I am going to be your cheerleader if you need one.
Yes, exactly.
Just spelling out the end.
All right. Speaking of, let's go write the end.
Let's go write the end.
Holy shit. Good luck.
Don't fuck it up.
All right. Moment of truth, my friends.
Did you write the end?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah!
Yes!
Yay! Oh my god. I used every single second of that sprint. I'm not going to lie.
Oh my gosh.
Me too. I had 2 minutes left, and I'm like, I'm just going to text the troublemakers, and then here I am. I am drained.
Oh my gosh.
Good
Yay!
job!
Yeah, I'm so excited. I was so having a tough time with those last lines.
Everyone in
Me
the
too. I was
chat,
like, type
right?
it.
Everyone in the chat needs to say your jaw approves because your jaw approves for the both of you.
Well, I do have a little surprise for Steeg, which is I brought you a little gift.
A gift?
For finishing your draft.
Your jaw approves.
My God! Who did you have to sleep with to get that?
Oh, just a little birdie gave it to me.
Oh my god, is that birdie Katie?
Play for yourself too, Anna.
I know. Okay, one more, because I want one too.
Your jaw approves.
Yay.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you got your well-deserved jaw approves.
How do you both feel?
I feel like I just went through labor and delivery.
I'm ready to write more. That's how I feel.
I know. I always feel like it's so odd writing the end because it feels so like that's it. Like maybe
what are your
I literally just type end and I'm like, what now?
Yeah.
What are your final word counts then? The absolute total now that you're both done.
76,170.
Pretty fucking good.
Mine ended at 91,210.
Yay! Oh my gosh. So exciting.
Do we share the final lines? That's what I want to know.
Ooh.
Like the last line of the book.
Yeah, we can do that.
Like it can be a no context, smaller, you know, section.
Literally just the last line.
Last sentence.
Okay. I go first? Okay.
Yeah, your idea. You're going first.
And the game continued, easy and unhurried, as the summer afternoon rolled gently on.
I'm gonna cry. Easy and unhurried. That's such a lovely sentiment. I love it.
It is very much in stark contrast to the rest of the novel, where nothing has been easy and unhurried.
Exactly.
That's why it's the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Sweet and lovely. Yeah. I was chopping onions. They earned it. That's right.
They did.
I don't know if mine's gonna make sense, but no, I agree. Leaning my forehead against his. Never enough.
That sounds romantic as fuck.
Never.
You know, something about the we'll do this again and again in lifetime after lifetime. So.
Oh, stop it!
I love
it.
My cheeks hurt from smiling at the both of you.
That was very, like, for the concept of your novel, that was just the best it could be. Well done,
Oh,
Anna.
Thank you. I'm really excited to revise the book and then get to this scene and be able to really like have that feel really, really satisfying. Because I think it hits even harder the more you revise, right?
Yeah. My final epilogue ended at 1,200 words, so just a little bit over 2,000, a little bit over 1,000.
You were pretty bang on, though. It's a hard thing to estimate. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. That was just very sweet.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I just ran a marathon.
I've written 3,300 words today. I've never written 3,000 words in a day before.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Never have I ever.
Did it feel really
That has
hard?
I'm not really. Last night was a bigger struggle than today, I will say.
I think final battles are harder to write, maybe.
Yeah.
The word count for May so far. Let me see writing history. The word count for May so far is 5,872. My goal is 10,000, so another couple of days and I'm there.
You're becoming the 10K girly.
Yeah.
I don't think because I could not do this on the reg. Like Katie reaching 4K, club after club after club.
Another club.
Yeah. But congratulations.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
What's the plan?
Ooh, what is the plan? Yes, I think Marta asked, what's next? Are you writing side projects? Will you let this one sit? What's the next one? I'm definitely going to sit on this for a minute. I'm going on my trip next week and no writing will be happening while I'm on my trip. So I probably won't turn back to writing until the end of May. And I want to start a revision plan for Hare's book. I have a couple of things I like to do in between drafts. One of them being to read a craft book. I want to do a reverse outline. I want to do some character work. And I'm going to take my time with that. I don't really want to rush starting draft 2 as soon as possible because I feel like so much is missing. I want to have a really clear idea of what my game plan is instead of just turning right around.
If you need craft book recommendations, me and Malin.
I know.
We've read a few.
It's been on my to-do list to go back and watch your playlist and pick out from the playlist.
Oh my god, you mentioned the character one, didn't you? We did a character one, and I thought it was good.
Yes. I remember you guys enjoyed it.
I remember it being quite short.
Yeah, it was fairly short.
Yeah.
I recommend that one.
What about you?
Having only read a singular character book. My plan. Well, I gotta get to reading tonight because I'm doing a craft stream with Malin on Tuesday. And gotta get on top of that. Yes, creating character arcs with K.M. Wyland. Me and Malin did a couple of months ago, ?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it's what I've been using alongside my Save the Cat beat sheet. So I'm trying to do a little bit of both just because it felt like it was essentially the beat sheet, but from the internal POV almost.
It was very compatible. Yeah, I agree 100%. In terms of revision plan, I think I'm going to let this one rest till after the summer. But I'm not stopping to write. I am doing a fan fiction, and I guess I want to be done with that by the time I go on summer holiday. So that's what I'm going to be doing for May and June.
Amazing.
I already have a couple of thousand words written, and I want to write a proper season of a TV show for it.
Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
So 9 episodes, basically. So I think I'm going to be working on that, and that's I've been sort of having little moments in between writing the cowboy book where I'm like, I'm just going to take, a couple of days to work on this. And I've been enjoying it a lot. Trying it all along. The fandom. So I think that's going to be the next, and it's totally different. It's modern. It's in a script form because I write in a script format. So it's script-ish.
Ooh, cool.
Did Grape call it?
A screenplay?
Not a screenplay. It has a name. Creative screenplay. I forget what she called it, but she had a word for it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was quite common back in the day to see that on Tumblr a lot. Fan fictions would sometimes be
spec script. There you go.
Ah.
A spectator script or whatever the shortening was. So it's very different vibe from this, very heavy horror cowboy book. So definitely is going to be something completely different, which I think is a palate cleanser I need. I'm going to start by reading through my book when time comes and make a reverse outline. And I already have a bunch of ideas for changes I want to make. So I made a little edit. I made a little edit letter, not an edit letter, but a little edit note. So just bullet points with things that I want to change.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the way forward. So I'm going to do reverse outline and then draft the second draft before New Year's ? I don't know.
Yeah,
could happen.
But I also will be reading a couple of books in the cowboy genre because I've never read a cowboy book. So I'm like, there's probably some speculative script, but spec for short, not. So I want to read a couple of cowboy books. I picked out Luck You Read. I picked out some horror cowboy books. I picked out a Brandon Sanderson cowboy book, or like a Gaslamp, not Gaslight, Gaslamp, sort of Wild West book that he wrote, the fourth Mistborn series.
Gaslight,
I feel like
Gallant.
you should also make a list of like other media, like movies and TV shows that
I have movies and TV shows. I want to read and watch True Grit. There's a TV show on Netflix called Godless with Michelle Doherty that I want to watch. That looks good. So I'm just going to consume a lot of Western media and kind of get my mind percolating for the second draft. And then, revision plan, and then maybe at least start.
Good point about the reading comps or similar genre. That's a really good idea too.
I don't like reading them or watching while I draft because I have a tendency to let me just pluck that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of writers do the same, where they're like, while they're writing something in a genre, they avoid that genre at all costs, and I feel a little bit similar. But if I find it okay to watch things in the genre, but not to read things in the same genre while I'm writing in that.
Yeah, I'm so afraid of subconsciously taking a description or something like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We both have book-shaped books now.
We have book-shaped books.
Well, you've been here before, but this is the first time for me, Anna.
It's like amazing.
I really hope you take the whole day and next couple of days to just honestly think about how much work you put into it and really sit with that and just be so excited and tell everybody you know and get all the pats on the back and get a reward.
Yeah, good question. Are you doing anything maybe tonight or something to be have a little celebration for finishing this draft?
I'm having a glass of wine for sure. I have some port in the fridge.
That's just a regular Sunday.
Very good.
But I think my reward, I think I want to get a print copy like you did, Malin. Yes. Which means that I have to. With
one of your beautiful covers, because you've made a few that were really lovely. So.
Yes, with a cover. Probably. What company did you use?
Dog Zoo, I think, but I don't know if it's UK or everywhere in Europe. Let me. It's doxzoo.com.
Yeah. But I want to get a print cover of my very first manuscript. I mean, it's not good for the environment because there's so much changing, but I just have that print copy award.
It's fine.
Just do it.
I also want to start researching editors because you got to book them well in advance. And also that gives me an external deadline for the second draft.
That's so exciting.
So I'm hoping that maybe, I don't know, I'm going to start researching at least and making a little short list of editors that I might want to.
Reedsy does lists of editors and stuff where you can
you can search by genre and whatever. I want to also make some character art, but I gotta calm down. All these things are very expensive.
Don't calm down, do it all.
Yeah, I think the print copy is a big one for me. Because then, book-shaped book. A book-shaped book.
A book-shaped book.
So satisfying.
And even if I never end up publishing this, even if I just work on it in a revision matter to learn from it, then at least I have that one singular copy.
And there's something when you're finishing a draft, I feel like sometimes it feels unreal. Even if you're oh my god, congratulations, and wow, yay me. You're immediately in the mindset of all right, next step, what do I do next? And you're not taking a second to think about it. But when you get it printed, I feel like it gets more real. It's more this is physical, it's tangent, I can actually touch it.
Yeah.
And also none of my friends in real life are writers, so they don't really know what's going on. So if I can just pull out I wrote this, whenever
Yeah.
there is it.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just like, yeah, I have a book, it's 90,000 words. Like that means nothing for
That
them.
means nothing
Yeah.
to people. Yeah, they don't have word
Yeah.
counts of things unless they're in university writing essays. Otherwise, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what kind of a hack to go to university is become a writer first, because then when you get your bachelor degree assignment, you're like 10,000 words, piece of cake.
Fucking easy.
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, Jamie, because Jamie's studying at the same time as he's working, right? And like whenever he tells me like his essays work out, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's an afternoon for me.
Exactly.
Yeah. It really
My
is
honors
so
thesis
funny.
in college was like 80 pages, and I think like 40 to 50 was the average, and it just like happened naturally because I'm
Yeah, when I did my bachelor thesis, like all the other students in my class were like 10,000 words, whatever
Yeah.
will we write. I'm like 10,000 words is not that much. You can barely get through a couple of chapters. That's like 4 chapters. What do you mean?
I want to take a second and highlight JK. Drop some links. Let me try and find that. So happy National Black Authors Day to the Black authors in the chat and watching the replay. So if you want to check out the links to JK's work, or be encouraged to go check out other authors today, check that out. And I know JK has done character art in the past before, I think. So speaking of fun rewards, fun motivating rewards. So thank you for sharing. Lavender recommends Ravenous. Is this a
The
cowboy
movie?
wreck?
I think it's on my list. It's a poster with like the sword, and then you see some faces in like a blade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me Google it.
Oh man, my brain is fried right now.
But the thing that's fun about when you finish a draft is that you get a moment to be like, I don't have to feel guilty for not writing today. And
that's the main part,
Oh
because
my
all I've been
gosh.
thinking about for the last, like, literally since Christmas, it's like, I gotta write today. I gotta write today. I gotta write today. I have a daily word count. I gotta achieve it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ugh.
And suddenly you're like, I'm free. I'm a free elf.
But who am I without my daily word count, Malin?
I
That's
know.
my question.
It's gonna be so surreal to tomorrow not have the like devil on my shoulder being like, "You're not writing. You're not writing."
Yeah, you have to accept that. Like, I feel like sometimes we're the types of people who will make ourselves feel guilty for no reason. Like enjoying a Sunday doing nothing is completely normal to the average person. But when you're a writer, you don't think that. And so when you're enjoying
an entire day off, I got to get the words in.
And you're just like, oh no, I've just spent so much time watching TV. It's like, this is what normal people do. This is normal. You can enjoy it.
Yes.
And it's like, we're just creating art. So like, it's not that serious. But then, it's hard to let go of that sometimes.
Yeah, it's going to be a really odd feeling taking a break, at least for 2 weeks, because I'm traveling. So it's going to be 2 weeks one way or the other. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get back.
We are so celebrating on Wednesday.
Yeah, my reward is going to be wherever Malin wants to take me, and I'll buy some.
She is not above getting a girl drunk, though. I will say, Anna, watch out. You're on thin ice.
I'm so ready. I deserve a glass of wine, that's for sure.
You do.
I wish I could have timed it better to get like a print copy for Malin. But I think it's
amazing.
I think it's so messy that it's like a big waste of a tree. And the thought of like, I know Jamie wouldn't, but the thought of Jamie opening it makes me want to die.
He doesn't even know which, look, my book is on my shelf. It's like right there. He would not know that's mine.
You haven't told him?
He's seen it from the copy I was writing it, but like he doesn't look at the books. That's just not what he does. Looks at his fucking Warhammer scary Polly Pockets little characters. That's enough.
Yeah. So I think I have to like do a lot of work on cleaning this up before I send it to anyone. Just because, yeah, like I said, it has a ton of my notes in it.
Give me your books right now. Give me your books.
Yeah, it goes without saying, Steve, I absolutely am obsessed with your book, and whenever you're ready to share it, I hope that I could be considered. You don't have to say yes or no.
Consider yourself considered. You're hired.
Amazing.
I need to at least do some self edits before I show it to anyone else.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah.
I only did the scary task of sending a 0 draft, essentially a first draft, not a 0 draft, but a first draft without correcting much, apart from spelling mistakes that I could notice. And the only reason I did it was because it was Anna Hunt's, and I was like, here's like a lot of me telling you don't judge it too much because it is a first draft.
I thought that was so brave of you looking back, because like I'm at a point with this mess that I really am not at a point to like take suggestions or help. I just am like, tell me it's interesting. Like, should I give up now and switch to something else, or should I continue? Like, I'm looking for like the green light, red light.
I feel like you can also get that. So this is the thing, is you could easily be like, I get your books, plural, and I could easily make all of my inline comments and then only give you the positive comments, and then be like, when you're ready, I will give you the critique that you want and need. But for now, here's just the hype.
Yeah, I think I definitely need that. And I think the fun part about considering sending it to you now is that like I need it to be in someone else's brain too. So that I can be like, hey, here's like all the stuff I'm going to add in the beginning. Like, what do you think about that? And just having a partner in it is more the like benefit that I'm excited about.
So you've shared some bits about the final battle with Luke. Would you have you shared anything else of the book in order to explain like
how
the final battle works?
He knows the whole plot. Yeah, he, like I said earlier, whenever I was doing those like pause and assesses, I would usually be talking the plot out with him and be like, here's where I'm kind of stuck, and like, and we would kind of workshop. So he actually has been way more involved in this book than like any of my other books. And he knows the whole dilly darn thing, actually, which is crazy because I thought I was going to take this one to the grave.
Aww.
Girl, no.
I thought I was
reading it, whatever happens. If I have to go dig your grave, grab the book in order to read it, you know I will.
Well, I mean, like from Luke, when I started out, I was like, you're not allowed to read this one. This one's no. I'm taking this one to the grave, but it slowly became the opposite, and he totally became like a partner in it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about like when I slap it up on KU under like Julie Diamond or something.
It's not Julie Diamond.
Like, I'll have to find a way to share it with y'all. Even though she's
a link, maybe.
Yeah, she's not going under Anna Robbins TM on the YouTube channel.
Well, we need to brainstorm a secondary author name.
Yeah, please. I've started a little list when I come across names that I like, and hopefully I can like mash them together.
Like, is this a good pen name or is this a stripper name? And you have to find the right balance.
I think for romance books,
they're quite similar.
One and the same. Find the difference between these two pictures.
It's like, that should be a game. Is this a romance author name or is this a stripper name? And you have to guess which one it is.
Yeah, I think it'll be something like this, where I'm in the Discord and I'm just like, hey.
Yeah.
But that is neither here nor there, and that's quite a long way from now. But, well, how do we feel, friends?
I'm so proud of both of you.
I am happy.
I'm happy too.
And we're happy again, you both, and you both finished both.
I think the past couple days, Stieg and I have been so stressed because we agreed to do this, and then it was like the pressure was on to get our shit together. And so,
girl, did we rise to the occasion?
We did. I'm so proud of
sure
us.
Did.
Oh, it would have been
Literally
so sad.
Spent all morning writing at home, and then I went to my third space that opened at noon. I was like, gotta write. I gotta get to the final image so that I can write it on a stream. And yesterday I was up until like GM writing with Katie on the live stream. It's like, I gotta get through the final battle.
I was kind of skipping around that stream trying to see like, oh my God, what if he finishes tonight and I'm going to be like behind? Or to see if you were going to be like this close and I would have such a big chunk.
You are so well synced with each other. It's crazy. Like, how?
Just worked out. We're just two peas in a pod.
The universe wants it to happen this way.
Thank you guys so much.
So what are you getting as a reward, Anna? We never finished an answer.
I think, well, I'm going to go get lunch so that I don't go to my nail appointment like completely empty stomach.
Creatively fulfilled.
But creatively fulfilled. I think I might think about a piece of jewelry. I was talking about that on my stream a couple nights ago.
You did, yeah.
And I really like that idea of like, you know, being a 40 or 50-year-old lady with a ton of jewelry that are mementos of writing.
Like, oh my God.
This is that draft. This is that draft.
My brain immediately went to serial killer trophy and I was like a trophy.
Yes, my little trophies.
So what would you get for Hera's book? Is there like an imagery you could get, or?
Yeah, that's maybe
as a goddess name, Hera is probably represented by some animals. That could be.
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
That would be cute. I would love to dive into the mythology because I'm not very familiar with it off the top of my head. I have like ripped off a bunch of stuff that I know nothing about in this book.
That's future Xana's problem. We discussed this.
Yeah. It's revisions.
Is Peacock Athena or is she Hera? I'm not sure. Athena's an owl.
Athena the owl?
Yeah. Which we know is coming back because obviously the 2010s are coming back.
Of course. Yes. A little owl ring, I'll fit right in.
Recession fashion.
Yes. Peacocks or Hera. That could be cool.
Bolo tie then.
That's very cute.
Yeah. Oh, you should get a vintage bolo tie. That would be so cute.
Not that I use bolo ties, but
who cares? Hang it on your wall. Jewelry. That could be really cool.
I think actually I should probably get a desk chair because I'm currently using my living room chair for like the dining room set. That's my chair.
Stieg.
Okay, no, but Stieg, that's not a reward. That's a practical needed item that you should buy anyway.
Yeah, no, it's a reward.
I think a chair is a great idea for draft 2 Stieg to enjoy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love this. There's so many, like, there's a lot of symbology and mythology that I could pull from in this book, which is very exciting.
You should get, otherwise, if there's like gemstones that are associated, then you should get one per book so that you have like the gemstones like in your first book.
Yeah. That would be fun if I just collected stones and then like got them set into one piece or something. If I had all the money in the world, that would be very cool. Yeah, Thanos.
Then you snap.
I do like the idea of getting jewelry though, but yeah, I'll probably end up just getting the print copy as a reward. If I can't think of anything else, if practical items are not allowed as a reward.
Well, Wallace is in it with you. Getting myself a dining room table as my congrats on a DASM gift.
Me and Wallace are very much aligned.
Yeah. I love that. Well, friends, I think I have to go get some lunch.
And some nails.
Oh, I was going to run a poll to figure out what color I should get. Gosh darn it.
I thought we landed on mint green with French tips.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm leaning.
Is it because of your background currently is basically mint green and white?
No, I just think Anna would look good in a mint green nail with a white tip. That's all.
We were talking about how I really liked, I had pistachio green last year, and I really liked that for spring. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I should get Puma as my reward. Yeah. Something cowboy-esque.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I love this idea, Katie. Do like a scent association thing.
I love how everyone has tangible items as their reward. My reward is like get a bottle of champagne and go out.
Well, we're going to do that next week for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Katie. I'm so happy you all could be here. This was so fun.
It's so fun to watch.
And how fun to finish on live stream.
I know.
On the same sprint, nonetheless.
That was crazy. I was so sure that you were going to finish like on sprint 1 or 2, and I would be like, sorry, guys.
Nope.
It was timed so well.
Yeah, it really was. I love the favorite Mexican restaurant as a reward. Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
A good one. Thank you so much for doing this with me, Steeg. Thank you for being down to put ourselves on a little bit of pressure.
I mean, I need it. As Katie says,
yeah.
You know, pressure makes diamond. So
that's right. We made some diamonds today. Or some diamonds in the rough, that's for sure.
Yeah. But thank you for having me. It was great fun. And, you know, it's fun to have like video proof.
That's right. You kind of mentioned maybe doing a revision vlog, maybe?
Oh, God. I said that, didn't I?
You did.
I said, yeah, I saw that and I did not forget it.
We remember. The chat remembers.
Yeah, that was a different me.
We'll just leave that there.
Thank you for letting me crash this.
Yes.
It was very fun to watch IRL. And
thank you.
We need our, what's it called? The line umpire? We needed an umpire.
Oh. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you really helped us keep the vibes up. And I appreciate you being here to celebrate with us.
I mean, my favorite moment was asking you both, so did you write the end? And you both saying at the exact same time, yes.
Instead of both of us just staring at each other like, so.
Yeah. Well, you finished like 1 minute early, and so did I. So like, okay, if you know, if she wasn't done, she wouldn't be there like casually adjusting her camera.
That's true. I was trying not to give it away.
Oh, I was just like, is she finished? I'm finished. Is she finished? Is she writing? But then you weren't writing. So it's like, okay, I think we both finished.
Oh my God.
It was perfect. We wrote as much time as we needed and not a moment more. And I love that for us.
That was so good.
Alrighty, friends. I don't think I have anything else to plug coming up because I'm not going to write for a little while.
But 2 days from now, Steeg and I are talking about the story grid.
Oh, wait, I had her. Where's she? Oh, she's here. Never mind.
Where's the floppy?
The story grid.
There you
go. Yeah. Look at her.
Look at her. And then at the end of the month, me and Becca are doing another craft book, which I have forgotten the name of, about writing 3 drafts, finishing your book in 3 drafts or something. It's yellow. Oh. The cover is yellow with some paper on it. What is it called? I should probably know this. I made a stream. But yeah.
I'm intrigued. 3 drafts sounds great.
Let me just check my notes. Oh my God, could the internet work any slower at this crucial time? It's by Matt Bell. I remember that. Refuse to be Done is the book by Matt Bell. Yes, Refuse to be Done by Matt Bell. Thanks, Becca. And we're doing that at the end of the month. So that'll be, you know.
Amazing.
I have plenty of time to read craft books now that I don't have to write. Though I
That's
do want to
right.
write. Just, you know, finishing a book instead of wanting to write. That's a win.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest win of all, honestly.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so.
Yes, I'm manifesting this energy for everybody. Thank you guys so much for, you know, bringing the fun vibes and being with us for this 3.5 hour stream. It was so much fun.
This is just a regular trouble FaceTime. I'm going to
can't wait to be there for you, Katie, and anyone else whenever you reach this milestone. But I think we're going to ride off into the sunset now, friends. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Nothing has ever yeehawed harder than you and me today.
We are yeehawing this yeehaw. Alrighty, friends, I'm going to pull the plug. Thank you so much. Bye.
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 Bye.